Hey Tracy, I just wanted to do a very quick flip through for you of what I've done so far and just see what you think about this. Just a few things I want to do or finish up, and anyway, so it's not completed yet, but let me know if there's anything that you see that you don't like or understand or something you want to change. I will be glad to do it. Notice, I haven't sewn it or made the spine, yet, so everything is changeable. But anyway, let's move on. I love this, by the way. But if you don't, it will not hurt my feelings for you to tell me something, that you don't like or that you think your friend who is getting it won't like. And keep in mind, I'm thinking of her, in terms of being a retired elementary school teacher. So I have added some elements of, school where I could. Okay, so here we go. And I'll do some explaining along the way. Okay, there's the cover. Let me just go ahead and remove those since they're not attached yet. And they, by the way, will have stuff covering them. I hadn't decided if I want to cover these, what I think it needs, or just add something to that. Anyway. Okay. So when you open it up, I'm going to be putting this card, D for Denise, and it will be, attached here. Open up. She can journal, in here, put a picture in here, write maybe where she got the book from who, whatever she wants in there, that will be attached. I haven't attached it yet because I haven't decided if I want it to go in the envelope. Like I may actually just have the envelope attached and that inside, So I'll see about that. Let me stick that over here so I don't lose it. Okay, this is the first signature. I'm going to pull these two away just so this will be flat. Okay, you open it up. Then there is, this page is a piece of parchment that's plain. This will be covered up by something, so don't worry about these people. These guys will have something over them, but I'll still leave the word administration showing, So she'll know it's from a yearbook and, title page. This is a yellow piece of some kind of accounting card stock paper, very nice paper. This, I might put something on like, oh, what did I do with it? There's a little decoration I have that I want to put, I think, on the top of this page. Oh, here it is. I might put something like this, up there. It's just a little saucer mat that's from England, I think. I'm not sure, but it's from back in the 60s or 70s. It's like this, but I just fold it and stitch it on there. And then this page, I made a pocket so that this journaling card goes into the pocket. I stitched a row of daisies, daisy chain on there, and added a daisy embellishment at the top by the tab. And on the back is a piece of vintage ledger paper, so she can write, and journal. She might like put a picture on this side and then write about it, back here or whatever. So there's that. And then you turn to, whoops, this page. This is an envelope that I made, so she can put, things in here, pictures, scrapbook, memorabilia, whatever in that. And then I left it open in the back here, so it's actually a pocket. These things I put in. These are vintage, old items. Well, I'm not sure about this exactly, but this is old, from Borden's, dairy company. And the back is plain, so she could write, on that. These cards are nice because they're thick. They're cardstock, and they can be painted on. She could put little pictures on here, or, pictures on the back and write about it on the front. or glue, you know, if she wants to make this like a fun glue book, you know, of just, you know, hopes and dreams, or, you know, even a prayer journal. She could write different little prayers, you know, for each day, or something she's grateful for, you know, whatever. Yep. This can be written on, drawn on, painted on. This is vintage grid paper from like, I don't know what kind of people use these books, but anyway, that's what it is. Okay, story page. Then on this Stampin' Up! Plan paper, I just sewed a piece of leafy ribbon at the top, and on the back there is 2 sheets of vintage stenographer paper. I just stitched on and put a piece of rickrack at the top. I left this blank for now. It may stay blank, I don't know. This is a little tiny vintage shoe size, you know, price tag from, I don't know, sometime back in the 40s, I think, is when it was actually produced. And then original book page, and then we go to the second half of the signature. See, it's the same page, just folded. Yeah. And this is a vintage flashcard, but there's room here to write, so I left that there. But on this side of the flashcard, I put a little piece of vintage ledger paper down here where she could write. You know, she might want to put a picture or several pictures here. This would give her room to write. And up there, you know, in that space. Book page. And then on this plain one, I just lightly stenciled a chevron design in real pale yellow. And then there are lines on this paper. They're very light, but they're lines for journaling. Book page. Then this set of teacher pictures from the yearbook, I covered with 2 vellum pockets. And the top one, you know, has a card. I used this hot pink to go with that. And on the back is handwriting paper that is very old, but it's just like what they use in schools now in elementary, with some little number washi tape at the top and a little pull tab. And there's a little notch cut out, you know, so she'll know that that's a card she can pull out. You know, she could do a picture on the front and write about it, you know, or, you know, whatever. If she travels, maybe put a postcard here and then document about the trip, you know, on the back. And then for this pocket, I made it open this way. So this tag comes out. You could put pictures here or whatever, and then write about it on the back in either direction. It doesn't matter, you know, really how these lines are running. You can write across, you know, in this direction too. And just put the same material that I used for the tab up here. I made a little pull tab for that tag. And this is vintage material that I used just to embellish these pockets. And on this one, I put a little bit of ribbon. Oh, I put ribbon up there too. Some sheer ribbon. This will be covered up by something. I haven't decided what yet. I have ideas, but I just hadn't picked out which one thing I'm going to use yet. This is that parchment from the front attached to just some old, it's an old worksheet, pharmacy, prescription like type things that they used in a hospital in Pittsburgh way back in the day. But they're old. It's from an old pad. Okay, and then that's the last book page of that. Then, you know, when it's sewn together, it'll look like this. There's a page of vintage sheet music. I think it's from the 30s, this was. This, oh, is supposed to be under there. This little flap just, you know, pulls out like that. You could do some hidden journaling, and that's, you know, Monopoly money. I just stitched it to finish out the rest of this scrapbook paper. Little piece of that material again. This is from a huge map book. It was like, well, I can't even show you on here how long it was. Anyway, very old map book. Kind of cool. The colors were good. But she could paint on this or cover it with pictures or cards, you know, anything she wanted, she could cover that. Left this, you know, just a pretty design, added a vintage, like, carnival ticket on the tab on the side. This is a pocket, and something will be in there. I just haven't put anything in yet. Book page. These are going to be covered by these cards. Let me find one. Yikes. Okay, maybe not this, but one like it. Here's one. You know, like that. Not this one, though, because, see, that doesn't have good writing space. But, you know, or it could be something like that. And she could journal, you know. And then I'll put another something similar up here. So they'll be covered up. You know, see, it's not about the people, but just about the color, and gives some organization to the page. But yeah, you didn't know that when I sent you those pictures the other day. Same thing with this and this. This is a vintage sheet music cover. I just trimmed it to fit just a little bit and folded it in half. And inside is some very old handwriting paper that I stitched on. She could, you know, write about whatever she wants in that, or put pictures in it, you know, whatever. These will be covered up, like similar to what I showed you about these, and so will this. So she'll have lots of writing space, you know. Original story page. This is a little tiny pocket. You know, it's a little tiny one. I'll have something in that. Oh, these are little things I can use to cover up like smaller pictures, you know, like that. You know, that kind of thing. Anyway, getting off track. Okay, there's the back of that. See, and this is very thick, so if she does, you know, want to do something like paint or markers maybe, you know, it's good for that. There will be something on one of these, some kind of pocket I'll add to this or this. And that, okay. Then here is the last section, the third section. Whoops. You know, so it'll look like this as you're flipping through it, but let me just pull these out of the way. And book page. Okay, went ahead and put this sticker here. This is an old label from the 70s, and I wanted to show you, you know, I've already put it on to cover up this guy. This picture is getting this little teeny tiny file folder that has this picture of this cute little dog that's old, from back in the, I think 30s or 40s. Oh, be right back. Back to what I was saying. Yeah, so, okay, like this guy was a bald-headed man. Yes, nobody wants to look at him, so I attached this old vintage, I guess it was a name tag or some kind of book label or something at one point. And the colors just match this book perfectly. Then, to cover up this little guy, I took this little teeny tiny, like, file folder and just put in a piece of old ledger paper, stitched around that, and in the stitching caught up this picture of this dog. And I got that from somebody online. I don't know, it's vintage, it's quite old. I would say 30s or 40s maybe. Photo. You could see on the back the black, where it had been in a scrapbook with the black, you know, pages, and it had been ripped out. Anyway, that'll be attached here. So see, that can be opened up and journaled on. And then here, to cover up this guy, I'm planning on putting something like, you know, a tag here with some, you know, some kind of little cute paper or something stitched on. And then I'll attach it, you know, here. She could put a title up here, you know, if she's writing about something. I put the picture of the dog because the book is about, you know, Harry the Dirty Dog. I thought that was kind of cute because he sort of looks like a terrier of some sort. and that dog sort of looks like a terrier. So anyway, or I may stitch some cute lace or trim up here. I don't know. You can let me know what you think, you know, about like that. So we'll get those put in, and then the back. This one's probably going to have a pocket that runs sideways with a little notch cut out here. So it'll cover up all of these people. And then I'll sew some kind of cool wide trim, like, not this one in particular, I don't think, because it's actually too wide. But, you know, something along those lines. You know, see, so you wouldn't, get that up there, you can see it good. So, you know, you won't see the people here, and then when I get the, if I can find a piece of paper about that size, yeah, something, you know, that'll be all, you know, covered up basically, and it'll just have a notch here so she'll know it's a pocket to put things in and, you know, out of. Then put that back up. Okay, so then you've got this little piece of paper I've oh gosh, what do you call it? I used a stencil. I stenciled with permanent ink these green dots. Original book page. This I thought was super cool. It's bright. It brightens up some of the other duller, you know, gold, yellow. But she can write in the boxes, you know, or the yellow ones. Or put, you know, if she's a prayerful person, you know, little things she's praying about, I thought would be cool. In fact, I have more of this paper I'm going to use in some prayer journals as I, you know, thought of that idea. Or little wishes for the day, or little things she's grateful for each day, you know, just whatever. She could write on this page on these white lines, you know, or put pictures, you know, on here. Book page, I stamped with permanent ink these little doggy footprints, which I thought was cute because this is when he's like really dirty. Just scrapbook paper, book page. This page is going to have some kind of pocket either here or here on this side or this half. I hadn't decided, made out of a scrapbook paper that has some yellow bricks, so it coordinates with that. Or a flap. I may just put like, you know, a flap that opens up so she could have hidden journaling underneath. Or I may have it so it flaps down like this. You know, I don't know. We'll see. And then this open grid paper. And then I stenciled, or is it, no, stamped with a homemade stamp that I carved in a spiral. These pretty green spirals because there's actually spiraling in the print in the carpet, kind of. I thought that would be cute. So book page, and then I just added a little a cute vintage playing card that has this cute little girl on it, and see, it's a nice little tuck spot. You know, she could stick something in there to, you know, just tuck like a pamphlet or brochure from a trip she's been on, or, you know, a picture or a special card someone gave her she wants to save, you know, that kind of thing. And then she could write about stuff over here. And then on the back of that page is the rest of the doggy prints. And then this is a page that I folded up. It's actually from a teacher lesson plan book that I had from back in the day. So I thought that was kind of cool. And, oh, this is just a piece of a knit fabric with pink and orange on it. That's kind of groovy. I thought it was cute to kind of brighten it up a little bit. And then book page. And then this is where the children are bathing Harry to get him clean. And it says, you know, his bath was one of the soapiest he'd ever had. Well, I found this cool paper that has the colors to coordinate with the book. You know, that olive green and a brown and the hot pink, and it has glitter on it. I don't know if you can see in there, but the little white and blue dots look like bubbles. you know, and all the little dots actually, but especially with the white and blue look like bubbles. So I made an envelope out of this. So I'm going to attach it to this plain page back here, and it'll just open up like this, you know, and she can store things, you know, in here, and you know, like until she's ready to journal again at some point, or if she has photos she wants to put in somewhere in the book and then ready to really do it but doesn't want to misplace them, you know, she'll have them, you know, right here. So that'll be attached there. And then, oops, this side is just black and white polka dots. You know, Harry's clean now and he's white with his black polka dots again, so I thought that was cute. And then this is the end where he's asleep, so I did the green, you know, it's the continuation of the green dots from over here, but I thought it looked good with the white and green of that pillow. Okay, just pretty scrapbook paper that coordinates. This is going to be covered with a thing called a waterfall, and essentially what it is, let me show you. Oh, here, I'll do it with these envelopes. I think this will show you. But I'll have paper that's, you know, fairly wide, and what you do is you take them and just put them off center like that, and then you, I wanted them to be opposite. Here, well, it's not going to be opposite, but you'll get the idea. So that it's like tiered, and then you attach it up at the top. And see, then you have little places to write, and they get bigger as you flip the pages up, you see. So it's called a waterfall. And, you know, it'll be big enough to cover up the majority of the page. And I could use big envelopes if I have them, which is cool because you can open up these sides and tuck things inside each pocket. You know, make little pockets out of it. Or I can make it out of just scrapbook paper or, you know, some kind of writing paper, maybe. So, yeah, we'll get something on that, to that effect. And so, yeah, these people will basically, you know, be covered up. And then these guys will have something on them too. Some kind of pocket or a flip or journaling spots. Not little tiny ones, because that would just be kind of crazy, too many. But I may do like a big journal spot here. I might do a strip here of just decorative paper, and then say maybe do a journal spot here and decorative paper there, you know, something to that effect. And then there's the last page. So yep, so here's our book, and I have things that I want to put in, like, you know, vintage bingo cards that can go in a pocket, and I've got old card catalog cards that are vintage. You know, I try to use as much vintage as I can. I've got these to use as cover-up spots or, you know, something like that. Oh, and I also have this cool thing. I don't know if you remember the little desktop thing from Fisher-Price back in, you know, when we would be like little kids. And it had magnet letters. See, that says, I like a bath, which I thought was super cute, you know, because Harry's dirty and ends up getting a bath. Well, I put one of these in one of my other journals, and what I did was I turned it sideways. I did it on the inside cover of that particular journal. Anyway, this would be cut into a very, you know, thin piece, and I attached this just around the 3 sides, and then you can slide that in. You know, so you still see the word bath here. It's cute, and you can see the pattern through it, which is cute. But when you take it out, and of course keep in mind this won't be up there, on the back, you know, you can journal and write about, you know, something. Anyway, I could also attach it this way, you know, around these sides and have a long tag going in. But I find it much easier to go this way. It's just hard to work a long tag into something that narrow. So anyway, tell me what you think, and look forward to hearing from you. Bye.